We are back again with what a week, what a week. Sorry, I am tardy for the party once again, but your girl is busy trying to free the peoples. Ooh, and that's a little too bright. Okay, let's do that. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the Kim, aka Kim with the Kim, aka Kim with the Gems channel, child. On this channel, we talk all things relevant to travel, wellness, and finances in an effort to empower each and every one of us. I am happy to be back on this Friday night where we have a lot of things to talk about. Listen, everything from the National Guard invading Chicago, yes, with Black Hawk helicopters and all, also to Portland bracing for federal troops as well. Chicago is fighting back, but they're, this administration does not play nice. They play dirty. Yet, not sure if you heard about how they're going to replace some of these immigration judges and who they're replacing them with. The U.S. government is blaming the Democrats on the websites. We're going to take a look at some of that. Let's talk about free speech, right? Free speech and CBS and TikTok with the new owners and what Black people need to know. Let me just go ahead and say, our voices will be suppressed. Our voices will be stifled. Listen, we're going to go over the words again that are no longer part of the federal government lexicon. And that is just proof positive that on these platforms that they will soon own, those words will be removed as well. But your boy is still cashing checks, y'all. Still cashing checks. This platform that we're on right now just gave him another big one. Millions. Not sure if you knew about that. Also want to check on some people, child, who are maybe not doing the best. Maybe are not doing the greatest. I want us to be okay. And I know it's not easy. Also, they are actually starting to utilize the armed forces, the police, Homeland Security in a way that unfortunately will be impacted greatly. And so we're going to go over that. Let me say hi to a couple people. If you are new here, go ahead, join the Gym Nation family. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. That's it. That's all. Hit the subscribe button and you are now part of the Gym Nation family. If you're watching this later, let me give you a little bit of advice. Don't tell me to get to the point. Speed up the video or go over to TikTok and watch a 7-second, 10-second video. But seriously though, you can speed up the playback of this to like 2.0 and you'll get to whatever information you want the most quicker. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting a little flashy flash. And like this video. You subscribe to the channel first, like the video. If you have any questions, put the Q. Put the Q in front of the question. I will be able to spot it quickly. I will be able to answer quickly. We are on a quest to get to 50,000 subscribers strong, y'all. 50,000 before the end of 2025. We have been at this movement, this Stay Ready So You Don't Have to Get Ready movement since November of 2024. We will be celebrating 1 year next month. And we have had tremendous growth. And I appreciate each and every one of you. But as you can see, they are moving expeditiously. And I want us to move expeditiously too. So 50,000 minimum. 50,000 minimum subscribers by the end of this year. I need to put something on my lips, y'all. Sorry. And I thank you. Thank you ahead of time for subscribing. And let me say hi to some people, and then we'll get into the topics at hand. And we're going to start with some throwbacks. What a week is absolutely right. It's a lot. Hey, Janet, good to see you. Glad you made it tonight. Last night was good. I appreciate everyone who came by the Flawless family meetup last night. We were on for a couple hours plus. Hey, Puerto Rican, Jamaican. Good to see you in the building. Do you remember Born Jamericans, that group? You may be too young. I don't know. But that used to be my group, Born Jamericans. Hey, LJ. Haven't seen you in a long time. Wink, wink. Good to see you. Hi, Mona Lisa. Glad you are back and part of the Gym Nation. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you. Another OG in the Gym Nation family. Happy to have you here tonight. So tonight, I kind of want to start with a throwback. Some of y'all may have seen, well, a lot of y'all are new because when I started this back in November of last year, I want to say I had about 3,000 subscribers. We're just under 16,000 now, so I'm sure a lot of people are not up to date on some of the earlier videos, but I just want to share a couple things, one or two things, and then we will get into tonight's topic. And the reason why I'm sharing them is because, you know, I'm not one to say I told you so. But I am one to say, trust me, please. When I do certain things, it's for a reason. And I just ask that you put a little trust in me. That's all. And so we're going to share this video right now. Not the whole thing, just a little clip of it. So you guys can see that I've been about this. This was posted 9 months ago. This was posted in January. Let me get the exact date for you so y'all know that I be telling the truth. It was posted exactly on, December 7th, 2024. Before he officially took office. And I was trying to warn y'all. I was trying to warn the peoples, but let's just see what I was trying to warn you about. Yes or no? Okay, perfect. Okay, let me finish.
Reporter Tracy Wilkins explains why it could have an even greater impact on Black people and the economy in our region here. Tracy?
Now, well, as you both know, the nation's largest population of wealthy Black people live in our region, especially in majority Black Maryland counties like Prince George's and Charles. Many of our strong middle and upper middle class Black families were built around the federal workforce. It's the region's largest employer. So we asked experts on both sides of Project 2025 how dismantling it would impact the Black middle class that has heavily relied on it.
Cups of sugar.
When Michigan native Ashaki Robinson moved to Bowie, Maryland, he could hardly believe all of the concentrated Black wealth around him.
But rich Black people?
Like many in her community, Robinson is a federal worker. She's a social science analyst for the Department of Housing and Urban Development. And just speaking as a union representative, you could be making a lot of money with your doctorate. There's a lot of things that you could be doing. And you're working in the federal government.
Very few people are lucky enough to actually have a job that has meaning. And I'm one of those people that do it, and a lot of people that work for the federal government are.
HUD's mission is to ensure fair, safe, and affordable housing for all of the stated. It would strip job protections from career officials and policy roles, make it easier to fire civil servants, and requires loyalty to the president.
People shouldn't have to sell their souls to do a job. Right?
We're going to stop there. This was from December 7th, 2024. The writing was clear. People chose to ignore it. I refused to sit silently and watch what we knew was going to happen. People being forced out of their civil servant jobs, not for any other reason than the color of their skin, their political affiliation, and the fact that they want to gut our community. And so, again, the purpose of me referencing some of these videos is because just imagine if you were listening in December or January. And I'm going to hopefully get to, I posted another video earlier today, a clip of it. But just imagine if you would have paid attention then and started getting your ducks in a row. What your life could be like now. And I don't mean everybody in here, because everybody in here is not affected, but there are a great number of us who are either affected already or worried about being affected. But and however, I always say, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you would have planned in advance, then you would have steady hands. I like to use this. I saw this in a movie. I can't remember what it was, but the steady hands just means that you are caught up, right, to whatever circumstance may come your way, especially as it relates to money and finance. And let me just see what else they were saying. Let me see. And
prior to the adoption of these civil service rules, people were appointed, and when elections changed, they lost their jobs.
Horace Cooper is chairman of Project 21, a program for Black conservatives at the National Center for Public Policy Research. It supports Project 2025. He says bringing back.
Okay. I don't know what just happened, but let's go ahead and close that. um, that's weird. There was some funny noises coming. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. So let me just share one more video for now. There'll be others, but just to show you that if you want to go back, if you want to go back and listen to the playlist on how to stay ready, there's two of them. There's a 1.0 and there's a 2.0. The 1.0 was as we were leading up to this from November, December, January, February, even. And the 2.0 are the recommendations, the suggestions that we started talking about a couple months ago. And so you could check either or. But let's go ahead and listen to a little soundbite from this video that was done. And you'll see it was wintertime. So let's just share the screen. And it was about strange things are happening. And so let me go ahead and play this. They are going to round people up. You're going to see them going into places that you wouldn't think they would go into. You're going to hear about people accidentally getting mixed up in the roundup. And they have already started talking about, yes, we understand that the people that we really want to go after first, which are the criminals, there may be some, not side effects, but some casualties of war, so to speak. So while their goal is to go, supposedly, right, their goal is to go after these quote unquote criminals, they know or they plan to go over more. And so, listen, y'all, this is Smoke and Mirrors. There will be a reinvention of TikTok. Well, ByteDance. Let's just call it ByteDance. So everything under ByteDance, which is TikTok, CapCut, Lemonade. Well, Lemonade is, it's under ByteDance as well. There will be a reinvention, y'all. But our information is going to be used for different purposes or its original intended purposes. Let's just say that we are so in the dark. And when we understand that and pay attention to the puppet masters, I'll just stop there. I will leave the link in the chat if you want to rewatch my little walk and talk on January 19th. January 19th, the day before the swearing in. The warning was still there. Listen, I was walking out in the cold, in the snow, trying to get my people ready. And I know, some people back then, a lot of people were like, fearmonger, fearmongerer, fearmongerer. And look, no lies detected. Are they not rounding people up that they never talked about going after? We saw what happened in Chicago this past weekend, or past few days ago. We just talked about TikTok now being up for sale. Or no, actually the sale is about to go through, and it has the full approval of the people in charge. And I wonder why. And I'm just going to share this real quick. Did you even realize? Remember when he didn't want nothing to do with the TikToks? Let me just share this. Let me just share this screen real quick. Let me just share, because for somebody who didn't want nothing with the to do with the TikToks, guess what? Guess what? The takeover of the TikToks is happening. But understand, this has not been changed. I want you to pay attention. I really want y'all to pay attention.
Republicans were doing really well. Stay online.
What's going on? You have a whole page that has not gone away. It's an official page, but it only has him listed as what? Revisionist history will happen. And that's another thing we all need to pay attention to. And so I don't even know where to start first, but let's just go ahead. You know what I'll do? I'll start with the latest breaking news that's happening, and I'll share this page. Let me remove this. Let me stop this. But the news this week has been newsing, and I don't want to forget hardly anything. And I know, based on how many meetings I had and how much I've been talking today, that's very easy to do. But let's just see what the US news is. So we know the shutdown is here. We know there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that's happening. We know that there's multiple reasons why they are branding. And when I say branding, we looked at this last night. When I say branding, this is what we have to look forward to our next few years in office. Let me just show you. This is what we have to look forward to. And it's not going to change anytime soon. So instead of just, posting that the Department of State is non-operational or operating at a slower pace or whatever ethical, politically correct people, normal people would do, you see this big red notice? Federal government shutdown. Due to the Democratic-led shutdown, website updates will be limited until full operations resume. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that. I know what I can say about that, but I don't know what to say about that. Let's see. I didn't look at the Department of Education. I did look at another site, but let's see what the Department of Education says. I know they started updating all of their websites. Okay, this one hasn't gone full rogue yet. Due to a lapse of appropriations, information on the website may not be monitored or maintained. Inquiries may not receive a response until appropriations are enacted. Now, that's normal behavior. Why they are being selective or choosing certain sites, I haven't put my finger on yet, but it is absolutely disgusting how they are separating the country. absolutely disgusting. So let's go back to the Associated Press. He's holding funding from the cities that don't like him and speak out against him. So he's decided to pause $2.1 billion for Chicago infrastructure projects, leveraging the shutdowns to pressure the Democrats. So basically, he is withholding the $1.1 billion that has already been approved and earmarked for Chicago's infrastructure projects until the Democrats basically fall in line. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? I don't know if you heard already, but his face is supposed to be on the dollar bill. It hasn't been approved yet, but they're trying to position that to come up for a vote. And when I say his face, I mean, you know, the person who's in office. And let me just say, when I brought out that the number 45 was still listed on his page, let me just be very clear. I don't want to speak in code. And I said revisionist history is upon us. There will come a day where there will be no mention of 46. He's already removed any besides the signature that's hanging, you know, they're saying, or was it the signature that he replaced Biden's picture with? There will come a day where there will be no discussion, if this is not stopped, of 46. He will have been the king from 45 onward, from when he became 45. And so let's get to what's going on in Portland. Portland is bracing for federal troops as protests escalate and a conservative influencer is arrested. So let me just please beg of you to protect your mental health, because things that they're going to start showing are going to be designed to mess with your mind. There is going to be a lot of things that are going to happen. And this is why I started leading up and showing you the videos from December and January to let you know I haven't been wrong yet. Like, not that I have any psychic powers. I read, I study, I know one or two peoples that may be in different organizations or maybe not. And we put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4. And so protect your mental health. Find ways to protect your mental health. And I may share later on, I shared with the Flawless community last night, how way back, I might share it after I stop talking about this, but find you some words that you recite every day that put you in your place. Even if it's the serenity prayer, child, even if you don't drink or get high, that serenity prayer is something that could really keep you even killed. Because watching what's going on continuously, if you're not prepared for it, can be a lot. And so I'll do the words later if I remember. I want to go back over the news, but I also want to let you guys know that we are currently, for people, because we're about to talk about Chicago in a second, and I want everyone to have options. I want everyone to have options. And part of the options is learning how to move out of this country if necessary, both permanently, always legally, both permanently or even if you want it to be temporarily. But I want you to have options. And part of having options is having a mentor, is having people who did it themselves, is having guidance, is having answers to questions, people who could help you facilitate. And what we are doing in this community is offering that. And if you are not part of the email subscribers list, I'm going to go ahead and put in the link for our upcoming Brunch and Learn series on how to move abroad with special, hold on, let me just brunch and learn. So I say what I need to say without getting confused. It's going to take place on October 25th. It is virtual, so you can have your food, have your champagne, your mimosas, and learn from people who did it. Learn the mistakes from people who have successfully moved abroad. Go ahead, even if you oh, I have a discount code. That was the other thing. Sorry. So yeah, so we have an early bird discount that expires, and let me just read the right thing. I don't want to tell you the wrong information. So the early bird discount expires on the 11th. And from now until the 11th, you get $50 off if you use early bird 50. If you use the code early bird 50, you get $50 off of the final price. Now, what are you going to get? So listen, at the end of the day, the last 9-10 months, almost a year since I've been chit-chatting, we have learned one thing, one thing, if nothing else. You need to have a plan B. And I'll say it again, if you don't plan, you're planning to fail. And so if your plan B consists of you trying to find places that's going to be better based on the rising costs that are happening in this country, if it's better for healthcare concerns, because we know you better prepare for that. If it's you preparing because you have young children that you're worried about being hogtied like the ones in Chicago were, and it's going to happen more and more, and it's been happening, right? This was just their presentation of it. If you are concerned about the stresses that everything that's happening here is causing you, then please, if nothing else, figure out a plan B. Even if you never ever have to use it, figure out a plan B that can get you and your family out of here legally to places that are safer, places where healthcare is just as good from a quality perspective, but a fraction of the cost, and figure out places that will be better for your mental. And so saying all that to say, we're going to have a 3-hour all you need to know live Q&A. We're going to be talking to you. This is going to be a Zoom setup. It's going to be Q&As, breakout sessions, and it's going to be jam-packed with presentations from women who have moved abroad and or are bopping around as a family, as a single mother who is in between the sandwich generation, has parents here in the state, but has a son who would probably be labeled as a suspect here in this country. So she's protecting him. We're going to also hear from someone who has literally saved thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars just by traveling abroad for great medical care. She shared today, which was one of the reasons why I was kind of late, but she, shared with the group today that her going back and forth to Turkey was still only 25% of the costs if that she would have incurred if she would have stayed here and had the work done. There are so many options out there, and I just want us to have not just firsthand people telling you on YouTube. I want us to be able to communicate, to be able to get real information in real time, some real hand holding. All your questions will be answered. You will get the replays. And I'm only spending more time on this because there will be dedicated videos about this later. But the news this week, my gosh, my gosh, my gosh, my gosh, has lit the fire under us to make sure that we really do a good job and bringing this information to you. So you could click the link, read more about it. Go ahead, use that early bird 50 discount code to get $50 off. It expires on October 11th. Um, and yeah, so let's get back to the news at hand. Yes, yes, not all the things. Hey, you didn't answer. Check your emails. Yes, the serenity to accept what cannot be changed, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Absolutely. So let's get back to the news because the news, like I said, has been newsing. Okay. So, yeah, they're headed to Portland. Get prepared for the news that's going to come out. Things that, and it may not be Portland first. Who knows where it's going to be? But all of this stuff is a sign that there is some other stuff to come. Let me get back to. Here we go. I don't see it here, but there is a story about. Well, we also heard about today the other boat that was. I have to be so careful of the words that I use. The boat off of Venezuela that was attacked. Without any type of, okay, let's sit down and discuss this with our generals, our heads of the military. No, we just gonna do this. Oh my gosh. But I wanted to talk about what's happening with the schools as well. Um the s- the schools, these Ivy League schools, these big schools are being threatened. And let me just see if I could find it real quick. Um Here we go. Let me share this screen. Stop sharing this one. Share. Oops. Share. Share. We're just going to look at the the headline. I'm not going to get into. But basically, 47 offers top universities funds if they boost conservative ideas. He hits colleges with ultimatum over list of demands from his his people. I don't even want to click, or I will never click on these people again. But let's just read this part. The White House is asking 9 U.S. universities to sign an agreement pledging to uphold the Trump's administration's higher education priorities. The Times is calling it a compact. He's asking them to sign a compact on conservative priorities to get special treatment. Let's see what it says on Al Jazeera. So basically, no. I don't want to show that, but let's just do this. Okay. It says, under the terms of the agreement laid out in the memo, universities must ensure that admissions and financial support services disregard race and sex when admitting students and hiring staff and faculty. They must publicly share anonymized admissions data, including GPA test scores broken down by race, national origin, and sex. All applicants to universities are required to take a standardized test, such as the SAT, before they can be admitted. Because those were waived at certain schools for many, many years, and they know why. And it's not even, they're not even trying to hide it, right? It's not even that you got to dig deep to figure out what they're doing. International students must not make up more than 15% of undergraduate enrollments. Universities must ensure they remain a vibrant marketplace of ideas on campus with no dominant political ideology. I wonder if he's doing the same thing to the schools like in Utah and the South. They must abolish departments which purposefully punish, belittle, or even spark violence against conservative ideas. Universities are required to freeze tuition fees for 5 years, reduce administrative costs, and publicly share graduate earnings by program. The institution with endowments exceeding $2 million per undergraduate student should waive tuition fees for students enrolled in hard science programs. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Here are the colleges that received this directive: University of Arizona, Brown University, Dartmouth College, MIT, University of Pennsylvania, University of Southern California, University of Texas, University of Virginia, and Vanderbilt University. We in danger, y'all. We are in danger, which is another reason why I had to take a minute to share this upcoming Brunch and Learn series on the 25th. Please get a plan. Please talk to people. Oh, I didn't mention the countries that will be represented. We are going to confirmed right now, Panama, Thailand, Mexico, and medical treatment in Turkey at a fraction of a cost. How to do it, recommended places, how long did it take, the comparison costs between Turkey and other destinations, countries where people may go to get medical. So all of that will be part of the Brunch and Learn series. There is no reason, if you don't have a plan B and can get a plan B, right? So I know some people, may not ever be able to get a passport for whatever reasons. No judgment. But if you can and you have a passport, you need to extend. And you can't wait. You can't wait because things are changing rapido. Things are changing. We're going to get back into some of these stories. Let me know if there's any stories that you heard this week that kind of got you in a damn, we doomed. Maybe that not that dramatic, but yeah, this country is changing, and it's changing quickly. I'm curious. I know that Chicago story definitely. Blackhawks. Is that what we're doing here? In the projects. I've been wearing this gloss for, I don't know, 30 years. Oh Baby by MAC. Please don't let me find out they in some. Don't tell me if Oh Baby from Mac or if Mac products needs to be boycotted. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm gonna play. Ignorance is bliss. Okay, let's get back to some of the other stories. Oh, Lordy B. Do you guys, let's see, Guatemala. Oh, hey, gringo in Guatemala. Guatemala has free medical. You do have to wait all day, but it's free. Is it good? Because everything ain't free. There's certain sayings like free liquor will kill you, like that cheap stuff. Yes, the Oh Baby is the business child. I love me some Oh Baby. I'm gonna say it's been 30. Whenever they came out, it's got to be close to 30 years. If it's not, there has to be a general strike, and it will become time for the Second Amendment. Yeah, something disruptive, something wildly disruptive is going to have to happen for us to get out of this. And I posted this. Let me see if I could share. I hope I could share this. And y'all let me know. I may be wrong on this. I shared this last night in the what you call it, in the flawless community. I want y'all to tell me if I'm on or off track with this. This is giving me a little hope. I read an article and I kind of remixed it into my own words, but this is what the article said. It said, here we go. So there's a lot of people out there that's not happy with what's going on. And yes, we could point fingers and say, well, you should have took your butts to the poll. But like I said, and I will always say, I get it. I get it. It was a very interesting race with interesting factors. And, I don't think people, I won't say I don't think, I know people in this country are they're not as astute on the world of politics as most other countries. And so never in their wildest dreams did they think what is happening could have happened. So there's a whole bunch of people who did not vote. And I saw this in an article. If did not vote had been a presidential candidate, they would have beaten Trump by 9.1 million votes. And that's us considering and assuming that the numbers that they provided were real and accurate. So let's just make that assumption. Not only would they have beaten Trump by 9.1 million votes, they would have won 21 states. They would have earned 265 electoral college votes to Trump's 175 and Harris's 98. Almost 86 million eligible voters skipped the 2024 general elections, which far surpasses the 77 million ballots cast for Trump and the 74 million ballots that were cast for Kamala. There is a huge number of Americans that are absolutely disgusted with what is going on. And like Gringo in Guatemala said, there's going to have to be something radical, a general strike. And if you combine that 86 million with the 74 million, plus the ones that are pissed off to the highest of festivity from the 77 million, that gave me a little hope. That gave me a little optimism this week. Just a little bit. Now, I may be wrong. I may be naive with that, but I do believe that there is hope because I have met people that I assumed would be so down with whatever this man is doing. And they're like, oh, he got to go. He got to go. And so, yeah. So let me just quickly, I want to share one more. I'm going to get back to the news, but I want to share another clip from a, OG Kim with the Gems live session that I hope. Oh, I just wanted to come in. Oh, I don't have it at the. Wasn't until 2022 that I don't have it. I don't have it teed up. But let's look at oh shoot. Thought I had it teed up. I'm not going to waste your time with that. That means I would have to scroll through, and I'm not going to do that. But I do want to play this video. I do want to play one. It was posted earlier today. Some of y'all may have had the chance to see it. We're not going to play the whole thing. There's just a part in there that I want us to really take to heart and start to implement, because actually it's kind of short. I may play the whole thing. Let's see. It's only like a 4-minute video. If I speed it up, yeah, I might be able to play a good part of the video. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay. Yep. There we go. Let me share this. Add to stage. And then we're going to play this video right now. It's real quick. So let's take a listen. I know just one, you heard it, so you can you can multitask now. But let's just take a listen. And this was back from January something. Who he is. That man has told us who he is, what he was going to do, who he likes, who he respects, who he dislikes, even disdains, since the day he came back on the scene as a political rival, right? We should have been in preparation mode since before he was chosen as the winner. But if we weren't, as soon as he was chosen as the winner, there should have been some time to be about that action. And if we weren't, shame on us. But it ain't too late. It is not too late. We still got some time, right? And part of that just looks like, being about action and learning from the way this man is moving. Like, I might have mentioned this before in this community or in the flawless community. I can't remember. But he acts first, asks for permission later. He acts first. The one thing about him, he doesn't ask for permission. He acts first. He acts first, asks for permission later. And when I tell you, people were in his comments like, so does that mean she's right? He's right. Does what he wants to do. Spitting facts. That man does what he wants to do and repents later. And I won't even say repents later. That man never repents. He's a disruptor of the best kind. And guess what? That's a blueprint. Why aren't we more disruptive? Why are we sitting here allowing things to happen to us? I don't get it. Like, listen, when somebody could just sign 150 executive orders. I'm going to stop there. You could watch the rest of that on your own time. But what I wanted to show that now, because it co-signs what Gringo in Guatemala is saying, like, we're going to have to, and what we've been saying here, right? We're going to have to figure out what we know. We know the money is where, our power lies, right? And a general strike would be powerful. It's the organization that we need to really hone in on. But it's not really that difficult if we have the right organizers, and we need to be disruptive. He's laying the blueprint. All bets are off, right? He's like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do till somebody tells me I can't do it. And even when they tell me I can't do it, I'm going to go to somebody else who tells me I can. How about that? Like, this is the type of mentality we need to have when it comes to having a plan B. Don't let fear or the thought of, oh, I probably can't or I probably won't consume you. No, you put that chest up, your head up, stumble down the steps like he does, and go about your business and try to get that accomplished, right? I really want us to not be so worried about finances because if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. If you know how much money circulates in this country every single day and that other people are out here getting it, if you did your homework and put some action behind what you learned, you would not worry as much about things that you can control. Like that's something you can control. A lot of us just don't put in the effort and or take the action to control it. I want to make sure I get through all the topics, and y'all know I could get off on exactly. We talked about that gringo in Guatemala. That took a week. You shut them down, you affect their stocks. Right now the stock market is running like it's losing its mind, and the country is falling like it's losing its mind. But that's because we're not doing anything. Even with you know, Target made some changes. They got rid of the, CEO. Their stock is horrible right now. They haven't done enough just yet. But yeah, we like you said, we have to do some type of striking. We have to do some type of strike. Money talks. That's the only language that really this country understands. And you can tell by you can just tell by certain things. You can tell by certain things. So let me, and again, I just wanted to again show those clips because I've been trying to get us together, as many of us as possible. Next month will make a year. And a lot of people, oh my gosh, last night, so many people shared how instrumental I was in their moves this year, and how, they took action and their eyes were open. I even clipped some these old videos, people who have thanked me. They got their passports, they got their residency, this and that and everything. And I'm not going to stop, y'all. I'm definitely here doing this for a reason that is bigger and above me. And so I don't want y'all to spend too much time reading all these news reports. Again, I don't watch the mainstream news, but I do, I do share the resources from the free. I do share the free, excuse me. I do share the media that I here it is. I was looking for the link. Sorry, y'all. I have a free resource called The Link to the Authentic News Sources, which are non-traditional news sources that I reference. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. If you're interested, it is free. Get you a copy. Stop paying attention to these bought and paid for news sources. That's the article I was hoping I would find on Associated Press. But I'm going to see if I can find it someplace else. Oh, this is child. Oh, Lordy be. The number of the trickery, the sheer trickery that is happening right now is, and I'm going to show you, this is another reason why I am not paying attention to the CBS network. And I'm going to share this article with you right now. But our freedom of speech is gone. Freedom of press is gone. Our kids are being literally handcuffed in the middle of the night on a school night and separated from their parents. And nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to say anything. I was trying to make sure these ads were not showing. So let me go ahead and share this. So this is the latest news from today. Barry Weiss reported CBS deal sparks liberal outrage. Well, it should spark more than liberal outrage if you know anything about this Barry Weiss person. So Paramount Skydance, let me see, can y'all see that? There we go. Paramount Skydance is reportedly finalizing. Now, these are the same people that's part of the TikTok deal, y'all. The same people is reportedly finalizing a deal to hire Barry Weiss, the founder of the Free Press, as editor-in-chief of CBS News. Now, understand CBS News includes 60 Minutes. That used to be one of the most powerful news shows, if not, no, the most powerful news show with the most talented of the talents when it comes to journalism, impartial journalism. And you'll see more in a second as to what this means. The move, which the New York Times and the New York Post reported, citing people familiar with the talks, has prompted online criticism from progressive commentators who have highlighted Weiss's political views and raised concerns about potential bias and the future of the network. But the sad thing is, it shouldn't just be, it should be everyone upset about this. When I took, you could not speak about politics based on personal grievances or alignments. No way, no how. You had to be impartial. That was part of an oath that you took. Anyway, it says why it matters. Paramount Skydance has drawn significant attention and some backlash in recent months following the $16 million settlement that Paramount gave your boy, and its $8.4 billion merger with Skydance, which was part of the reason the Late Show with Stephen Colbert got canceled. But the crazy thing is, this person is not even qualified. Let me see if they put her qualifications. She's 41. She's expected to be at the head of CBS News. Prior to founding the Free Press in 2021, she was an opinion writer and editor at the New York Times and Wall Street Journal. She was also a senior editor at Tablet Magazine. We're talking broadcast, which is a whole different ballgame. In 2020, she left the Times, saying she had been bullied by liberal colleagues for her more conservative viewpoints. Right now, she has some type of podcast or something like that. And yeah, there is going to be pushback. I was just trying to see if they gave her latest job. I don't see it. But so that's Paramount, that's CBS, that's TikTok, that's X, which we all know are in bed with you know who. And if you look to see everything, and I think we might have done this before, but let me see. I don't know if we did it for Skydance. I might have been on something else. Skydance owns what companies? Let me see if y'all could see that. Okay, yeah. I should have went just straight to their website. Skydance website. Okay, Skydance Media. Let's just see what they own on television. Oh, I should have went to their. Well, it shows you all of the movies that they are they have ownership in. Usually these are their partners, and every media company needs partners in order to get their content out. But they have, the big ones: Amazon, Netflix, Apple TV, Warner Brothers, Sony, Walt Disney, the list goes on. But I was trying to get just a list of companies that we can just scroll and see. Huh. They also have a partnership with Marvel, which is owned by ABC. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't want to be, just dragging this on, but when you get a chance, if you can, ask one of your AI, your large language model platforms, what companies does Skydance own and what companies does Paramount own, you will see that, child, we in danger. We are in danger, but we're not in danger if we take action, or at least we're stacking the odds up in our favor if we take action. Oh, look at here, look at here. Hey, Shell, good to see. Out of the Shell is in the building. Hi, Anita Creations. Listen, if you're in here, didn't hit that like button, go ahead. We're gonna round up in a little bit. I just want to make sure yep, they're rounding people up. I just want to make sure that I went over all the topics. Yeah, I think it happened at LaGuardia. Yeah, I did. Yep, we went over that. Get the plan B. Was that Isaiah 54:17 helps to maintain sanity? Yep. Buenos noches. Buenos noches. Yes, we are. Yep, they know it. They know it. I think, listen, there's so many. I heard somebody say there's not a such thing as left and right. It's up and down. The rich, the poor, right? And there's a lot of rich people up here on both sides. And so some of them are just willing to ride it out. Yep, I heard that too, in only 9 months. Now, some of them are still being challenged, like some of the laws are being challenged. But now with this, that's what I wanted to say. So now with this shutdown, and like I said, your boy can't hold water, so he always spills out, not always, but a lot of spills out what's about to happen. Right now, because of the shutdown, they could go in and literally, this light ain't even working. They could go in and switch judges that were trained to handle immigration, trained to tell this man, stop, you can't send these people nowhere, trained to stop him from doing certain things. Oh, he's firing, getting rid of, and then replacing with loyalists who don't have I think they're from like the National Guard, attorneys from the National Guard or something like that. Yeah. Yep. Just one says half high school grads can't read. Most of the rest read only at an elementary school level. And he knows that. And yeah. And they want to keep it like that too. To non-voters, too many of us were screaming about Project 2025. There wasn't enough people screaming about Project 2025. I'm going to have to disagree with that. I think, the people that watch mainstream news, and that's mostly what they watch, never heard really anything in depth about Project 2025. Now, we in this community, right, and some others, but I'm also upset with some of our other people who just started picking up the conversation about what to do, taking action. This is real. Yeah, yeah. So I'm optimistic about them 90 million people. I done rounded it up, child. It's 86 million. I would just call it 90 million people that we gonna convince to come over here. I was preaching in that video. Yep, take the money away. Stop. Or leave. Like one of the two. And that's also what they're scared of. So people, it's not just Matter of fact, they don't really, they're not nervous about us leaving this country in droves. They really not. They're worried about um the people with money leaving this country and going to other countries and spending their money that they made here in this country. Oh, and let me just add, it's not too late. Tomorrow we have the Rain Society, y'all. The Rain Society is our private membership where we are not just talking about what's going on. There are being steps that are being implemented into what's going on. There's strategies from a financial standpoint, all the way. So if you're part of the Rain Society, you get access, free access to the Brunch and Learn series. So you will be there when we are talking about the how to move abroad, right? You'll also get access to the Maximize Assets, Grow Abundance replays, the Decode Your Talent and Design Your 5+ figure income, where you'll learn how to start making money right now. And not just, you're going to set your sights high as a beginner, right? To making 5 figures in a short amount of time. So the Rain Society, you can find at bit.ly/Rain Society. You can find more information about that, and it's ongoing. This is not a, one and done. We are committed to making sure that we spread the knowledge that we have. And like I said, you could read more about it later. You've been encouraging folks to get ready and be ready. That's right. That's right. And I know it's all in divine order. Oh, good night. Yes, organize and take their money away. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for being, a part of the Gym Nation. Listen, yes, thank you for being part of the Gym Nation and motivating us. Miss Janet says she missed 60 Minutes. That used to be such a good show. Ciao. Such a good show. Such a good show. They finally got what they want because nobody is talking about. I think people are talking about it, but I don't think that thanks for sharing, Christine. But I don't think that with all that's going on. So another thing is they have to vote on releasing, right? First they have to, it's still going to be eventually brought up for a vote, but they have to swear in the Democrat that won, who could be the deciding vote. In the meantime, they'll probably be threatening some of the Republicans that have voted to release to get them on their side. So it will be talked about, just not probably as publicly as we would like. But yeah, let me quickly just go into the list to make sure I have covered everything. And because we have a meet up tomorrow. Our Rain Society meets at 11 a.m. and I need to get ready for that. And also, like I said, if you are interested in really having one-on-one conversations about, even if you get that news article, the news resources that I said for free, you will be put on our email list. And another email is going out this weekend about the Brunch and Learn series, which is on October 25th. And you'll be able to have real deal, instead of doing consultations with 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 people who have made the process work at different stages. So you'll have the mom with the kids, the single, the solo mom, the mom with the husband, all the things, and the medical insights and how you can, if you lose healthcare because of a layoff, this is a good way to start strategizing on how you can afford to get work done if you're no longer going to be able to afford it here once the premiums go up, right? So if you can, sign up for the email newsletter, again, the early bird rate ends on the 11th, and the early bird discount code is early bird 50. But we got to go, y'all. Literally and figuratively, we got to go. And so I just want to make sure I hit all the topics, y'all, because I don't want us to go. Yeah, we talked about how the National Guard invaded Chicago. We didn't really play any of the clips. If you did not see it, please watch it. It is the worst news story that I heard this week. We talked about more troops invading certain cities, Portland being hot on the list. What Black communities need to know about this government shutdown. We kind of talked about, well, we showed the clip, right? I showed the clip on how we talked about this back in December, January somewhere, and how we needed to start planning then. Now, if you're here and wondering why you didn't start planning, it's not too late. I did another video earlier this week on what to do now. Let me see what the name of that video is. You know what? I'll just put it in the description, but I give advice, sound advice on if you are affected, what to do while this shutdown is happening and even after the shutdown is over. So yes, we've been planning for some time. We talked about the CBS and TikTok ownership, what we need to know. Our voices will be suppressed over there, which is another reason why I keep urging, get in community where there's different ways to access each other. Get in communities that's just not going to talk about what's going on, but it's going to give you sound, practical advice about what to do. Of course, I'm going to bring the Rain Society because that's my community. I also talk about the Flawless family. That's not all about strategy, but it is about being in community. Every Thursday, we go live on Zoom. I don't know, the information may or may not be in the description. If it's not, I will add it later. And you can read more about it. Actually, I'm just going to add it right now because I was able to find it quick. What else did we talk about? We talked about CBS and TikTok. We talked about immigration judges being replaced while the shutdown is happening, and people aren't even really sounding the alarm on that. What is this going to mean for families? More families will be broken apart, not just Hispanic families. We talked about free speech being at risk. We talked about the right continuously. The first thing out their mouth is the Dems, or it's the Dems' fault. The Dems shut down, such like kindergarteners, man. And the other sad thing is they're also saying that, not saying, but on people's out of office emails, you get a bounce back. And the bounce back is not what the employees put. They have went in and changed, saying due to the Democrats not being blah, blah, blah. So it looks like the person that you sent an email to is the one sending it. It's a time. So the freedom of speech is anyway. Let me go ahead and put the flawless. I'm laughing because that's all I can do. It is absolutely insane. So that's if you want to join the Flawless family meetups on Thursdays. And so yeah, we caught everything. I mean, we went through everything. What a week, what a week, what a week. I hope and pray that you survive. Not just survive. Let me not say that. I hope and pray that you survive with your mental intact, because that's exactly what they want. They want our mental to be out of whack. And so please do yourself a favor and focus on that first. Focus on that first, and then start planning for whatever's to come. Anywho, I think that's all I needed to cover on What a Week. There's so much more, but I'm just going to let that ride for tonight. I'll probably be back this weekend. Not sure what date yet, but I will be back this weekend with some more information. And starting next week, you're going to meet the speakers in our Brunch and Learn series. But again, get in while you can, because starting on October 11th, the full price goes into effect. You want to save that $50. You really do. And listen, it's a steal, because it's at least four lessons plus breakout sessions plus live Q&A where you'll get your questions answered in real time. It's a steal. So go ahead, sign up now, take advantage. And until the next time, guys, I love it here. Have a good night, Gym Nation. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend.